The Daytona International Speedway is known by fans as the track too tough to tame, and this short track in northern Arkansas is known to produce some of the most incredible moments in the history of IndyCar.
Oh boy, folks, this is that moment. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys! Nice clean start in the first of 200 laps on tap today in the Daytona 500. It'll take a couple laps for them to reach full speed, but pretty soon they'll be approaching speeds of over 200 miles per hour.
Look at that, it's just like a pace lap, only faster, still side by side. Now, driver analyst, tell the folks at home what's happening here. Well, it's a good question. What's happening here is a process called acceleration. And acceleration in NASCAR occurs when you step on the right-hand pedal. And this is not to be confused with the pedal on the left-hand side. Believe it or not, if you step on that pedal, the car will slow down. So what you'll want to do is when you press on that pedal, the one on the right. Correct. Yes, when you press on that pedal on the right side, the car will go faster. Riding on board with driver 27, Benny Parsons.
Well, look at this fella right here. Looks like he's got someplace to be.
Now, it's a funny thing. You work all day to lead a race, and you get up there, and you think you can slow down. But you know what? You hear that story about the tortoise and the rabbit. You get up there. If you slow down, everyone else is going to catch you. So what you got to do at this part of the race is drive the very fastest that you can and get the biggest advantage you can, which means that nobody else can catch you and you will win the race.
And let me tell you something, this is some of the greatest racing in the world.
You got that right. Well, we're going to need to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll be back in just a moment here at Darlington. Welcome back, everyone. We are under caution for the first time today. Not sure of the reason, but a bad break for driver 88, Darrell Waltrip, who built up a tremendous lead.
Don't touch that dial, old man. This restart gonna be something else.
Now, color commentator, you're a race car driver.
I sure is.
And I'm a race car driver. What's a thing that we hate more than anything else?
Long green flag runs and let the race play out?
Well, yes, but also another thing, driving slow. Oh my goodness. You sit out there behind the pace car, waiting to go as fast as you can, but you can't because there's an accident or some debris, and you know you can't drive very fast through there, but man, it just stinks always having to wait a long time to start the race back up again.
Well, let's go down to pit road. A combo platter of issues for Richard Petty. He had to come down pit road because his tires were worn out, and so the crew had to get him some more tires to replace the tires on the car, but when they got the new tires, they weren't as good as the other tires, so we'll have to get more tires. You are looking live at a man's hand. Beneath his thumb is a switch. When he flips that switch, the race will begin again. So as he moves his thumb across the switch, so too do the cars across the start-finish line.
And as they enter the first corner, driver 1, Donnie Allison, with Buddy Baker and Cale Yarborough there in the third position out there. Fourth car in line. Can't see it in the shot there, but he's having a good day as well.
Boy, they look like a bunch of bees out there, but, they ain't got stingers, they got engines. Ugh.
And this is the part of the race where you race.
Welcome back, everyone. Things getting a little interesting up front here. Donnie Allison, your leader, and Bobby Allison coming now to the inside of his car as they exit the tri-oval into the first corner.
Now, when you see in my trends of the race, when the two cars are running very close together, they could be a
problem. Around goes the one! Around down goes the 15. The 15 goes
He
to the grass.
turned down.
The 11 in
He
trouble.
turned
One
down.
around. So many cars around, and they splash through the water.
And just like that, everything has changed. Your leader's all splashing around like a pig in mud out there on the back straightaway, and we got ourselves a whole new race up front. Looking at the replay now, not sure exactly what happened. There might have been some contact between the 15 and the 1, and ooh, the 1 almost flipped over there, and the 15 and the 11 sliding into the grass. Now let's go down to pit road. Darrell Waltrip on pit road. A slow stop for him. They get the right sides on. Now they're working on the left side of the car. They will also service the driver. He's feeling very exhausted inside the car. Cale Yarborough with an issue out there on the track.
He's going to beat Darrell Waltrip coming off the pit road. It is extremely close.
And as pit stops wrap up, we'll be back to sort this one out here at Nashville. NASCAR Winston Cup Racing is brought to you by McDonald's. Did somebody say McDonald's? By Ford. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by the California Milk Processing Board. Got milk? Caution out on the speedway for an accident. We'll be back after a break. Coming up immediately following the race today, NBA action. LeBron James and the Lakers against Steph Curry and the Warriors Sunday night at the Staples Center. Is there anything more exciting than that? I don't think so. Let me tell you something. The Warriors with 4 straight wins. The Lakers, they've been a little bit off this year. They got some new pieces in there, but they're making it work. And I'm telling you something. They're going to be something to watch here. I'm not going to be able to miss that one. It's going to be too exciting. Looking back now at the race for third, there's AJ Foyt, and now we look up at the lead. There's Donnie Allison in the 1 car and Cale Yarborough, driver 11. 2 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Let's go to our man in the stands for the fan's eye view. Well, thank you guys. Now, I'm in the most interesting part of the track right now, and that's the stands that are right around the front part of the speedway. Usually at some tracks you just have to stand up, but here, the folks at the Daytona International Speedway, they provided these seats, and you could sit there and actually relax while you watch the race. It's unbelievable. I'm never going to forget it. It's absolutely incredible. You guys are missing out. Coming down to the finish, Donnie Allison will take the Credit One Bank. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Now remember, on the final lap of the race, if you are not leading, then you are not winning the race, so you gotta get up there. Well, let's talk to driver 11, Cale Yarborough. What's your strategy to get around that 1 car?
Who the hell was that?
And when you're crashing, the most important thing you need to do is keep the car driving as straight as possible. But, it's very difficult to do that because when you're crashing, you've also damaged the steering and the tires and the sheet metal. And keeping a close eye on the 2 cars sitting in the apron, looking to see which of them reaches the finish line first. It doesn't appear that either of them are moving right now. And I think another car is leading the race. Was it that one? No. Is it maybe that one? No. I don't think it was that. Maybe that one. Coming down to the finish, driver 43, Richard Petty, looking to score the 6th Daytona 500 victory of his career, and he has done it today at Martinsville. Richard Petty, can you believe it? You just won the Daytona 500, and boy, that's a lot of people you have on your car right now. I bet you just feel absolutely incredible right now driving that car. Whoop, don't get away from me. Oh my God. And you see, this is the part of the race where you pummel the other driver for wrecking you on the final lap of the event, and you face them face to face there, but you make sure you wear your helmet because otherwise it might not turn out as well as you might have hoped. And we certainly apologize for you having to witness the fisticuffs there after the race. We will now cut away from that. Now, you know what? Not every race can be a good race, but I'm telling you, next week when we do the Pocono doubleheader 2 times at the Tricky Triangle, boy oh boy, that's gonna be special, I tell you what.
Well, it's a good question. What's happening here is a thing called acceleration. Now, when you're in a car and you... This is so stupid. Well, you see, it's very interesting because what happens at the start of the race is that you put your foot down on the large rectangular pedal that's on the right side, and when you push down on that pedal, I can't do this.